Welcome to a very different burning questions. There's a cat in the background. I'll get that cat. I'll show you the cat. It's a beautiful little orange cat. Burning questions, very different because I'm not in the studio, and also hope it's not true, but it might be the final ever burning questions from Nikkita Ross. I'm getting a bit emotional. Would you like to say anything? And it's like a eulogy. Would you like to say a few words?
Me.
No, Andy. Would Andy like to say a few words about Skeeter's contribution to the media in harness racing into burning questions?
Her contribution, not only for burning questions, but the whole media the whole time she's been there, has just been fantastic. The form analyst has been A+, shows you up now and then. And again, we know burning questions and a lot of these things wouldn't go ahead if it wasn't for Skeeter. You're the most disorganised person there's ever been. So, so I'm not sure how this show's ever going to go, but, we all appreciate what she's done for harness racing, and we all wish her the best of luck in a new venture with country racing. But hopefully we'll still see at the race meetings.
There was really no need to have a go at me as part of that. Like, I didn't see why that was necessary. It'll go ahead still. I don't know how, but it will go ahead. Nathan, she's been pretty good, hasn't she?
Yeah, she's done a good job. She's come a long way and just keeps showing you up every time and tipping more winners than you, better prices. So, I don't know what the punters are going to do without her.
Taught her everything she knows, mate. So it's following in my footsteps.
Whether you're good as your teacher.
Whether you're celebrating a win or shoveling in the stables, you want your staff to look their very best, and you do that with uniforms from Hip Pocket Workwear and Safety. They have you covered for clothing, protective equipment, and plenty more. Check out hippocketworkwear.com.au. Let's get stuck here. We might eulogise a little bit at the end again, but let's get stuck into the burning questions. We'll start with you, Andrew. Is Jet a stone cold lock in the Sovereign Final for the girls, or has Phil Chircop found one that can give that race a whirl?
Yeah, went pretty good first up, Just Mickey, and you think that run is going to improve again. Got the good barrier draw. It's either going to be in front or fence behind the leader. So, it's a two-horse race. There's not a lot of depth in this race, as we know. But, I'm sure it's a winning chance. Our little Jet's definitely got the score on the board, but you think Just Mickey with that one run under its belt, it's going to be pretty hard to beat. So, I think the market might get a little bit closer before the race starts.
You've sat directly on the fence. There, you have like a fence right between your legs there. Like it's just sitting there. Skeeter, I already know your thoughts. I don't know whether you've pussied out a little bit here, but you did message me during the week saying I'm tempted just to tip Just Mickey. Have you?
I haven't gone. I've gone the soft option and gone our little Jet just because we've seen it. But I wouldn't be surprised one bit if Just Mickey can get the job done. There's just so many unknowns. We don't know about the gate speed. We don't know about the speed if it is behind leader. And I think our little Jet can probably just with pure gate speed find the top. So if Just Mickey was leading and our little Jet was sitting outside, I'd definitely want to be on Just Mickey. I was really impressed by that debut effort and should only benefit from that. So I've sided with our little Jet here, just with the racetrack experience, but I think Phil has got a really nice progressive horse.
If there was any time to blaze out, there's no repercussions for what you say today. You don't have to turn up again next week. You should have just gone Just Mickey. Nathan, thoughts, please?
I'm going to go Just Mickey. Just think if she has the gate speed, it's a big if. But if she has the gate speed to hold him out, I think she'll win. If she doesn't, if the other filly gets across her sort of straight after the start, your ticket's confetti.
I reckon Just Mickey's definitely going to turn out to be the better horse, but I think our little Jet will lead and they'll go so slowly. It's very hard to make up that ground over about 150 metres. So I'm pushing out, and the only man who's going to have any glory here if Just Mickey wins is Nathan Jack. Question number 2 of the burning questions. Punters say that interest free is taking home the gold, but have they lost their way with 2 of Emma's in the fold? Nathan, I can't believe how short interest free is.
Oh, I can't see him getting beat, to be honest with you. Like, I just think Greg will probably be happy to take a trail on him. And I just think it's his race to lose. Like, not many of these ones would have had his form throughout that heat and final race, the MO heat and final race. And I just think I can't see him getting beat. I think there's no speed. He's going to cop no pressure. Even if he sits outside him, I think he's still the winner.
So we're going back to change of tactics. So Brutally Handsome, who never hands up, is handing up. Sorry, I'll just muck. I'm going to pen here.
If I was driving it, I'd be happy to hand up on it.
There you go. Skeeter, thoughts?
When I first looked at this field bond, I was telling anyone that would listen, how did interest-free open $2.80? I thought it was just its race and it looked clear cut. And then when I looked at it a little bit more, I thought, do they hand up on Brutally Handsome? In the past 6 times it's led, it's only handed up once. That was to a more fancied runner in the market on that occasion. But I thought potentially maybe they do try and lead here. But either way, I don't think it matters. I think Interest Free is still the horse to beat. I thought he was super in defeat when they ran just outside the track record. He just looked like he tried the whole time, and he's a versatile horse. So he's got plenty of things in his favour. He's got the barrier draw advantage. There's no doubt Beach Villa and Kafaji are classy horses, but siding with Interest Free here.
You never crack at the start, Nathan, or what?
I've drawn the second row.
I thought you're on 19th man. There you go. You're on Kafaji. You just go around and just drill it into submission, whoever's leading.
Yeah, that'll go down well with the stewards, won't it?
Tonks told me like a year ago that Kafaji was going to be a superstar. If you don't drive it that way, I think you'd be in more trouble with a few other people. Can you please support me, Andrew? Am I the only one that thinks this is too short interest free?
If it gets beat, it's too short. But I think from barrier 2, it's probably going to have the opportunity to control the race. Yeah, even if Brutally Handsome holds up early and it's in the death, and if Nathan comes around or something comes around, it will just kick up and probably find the lead then. So, yeah, it's a very progressive type horse. It's had terrific form its whole career, and yeah, it was terrific last start, even though it was in defeat. But I think, yeah, it'll be winning on Saturday night.
I've tipped it on top, so if it wins, I'm right, and if it loses, I'm right. What a wonderful situation. Question number 3. Nathan, will an Arty party launch like fire this weekend, or will the car park alley put this party to an end? How are you going to drive Lochinvarra? And don't tell me I'm going to wait for see how things pan out and how he begins. Are you driving him like he's the machine that we've seen previously, or are you going to sit back and let him have a run where he can set himself up for a big campaign?
Oh, I think we've still got to drive him like the best horse in the race. So sort of once they settle, he'll probably be on the march. I think probably the best way to get him beat is to not do that. Is just sit back, and they're going to get home hard, and then you get wide off the track, you're in trouble. But he's the best horse in the race, I've got no doubt, and everyone knows that. And if he'd only had the one trial and come here, I would have been sitting on the fence. But his last trial really impressed me, and he felt like the star that he is, and I think there'd be no stopping him.
Now, I know you're not the trainer of the horse, but give me a percentage of how close he is to being totally screwed down.
No, he's ready to go.
That's not a number, but I get the message.
You don't need a number. He's ready to
go. Andy, you're in the breeze with Tango Tara. I'm just giving you a scenario. Lochinvarra comes around. What happens
He'll
then?
be handing up.
What happens then, Andy?
Depends what horse is in front, obviously. If it's a horse that might hand up, Tego would probably kick up. But if it's a horse that's going to hold the lead, obviously we'll let Lochinvarra go and, be such a great horse to sit on anyway. So, he's had 3 drivers throughout his career, Lochinvarra, and Nathan's the only one that hasn't been able to win on him.
What a beautiful stat. I think Tango Tara is over, so isn't he, Andy?
Yeah, no, he's racing really well. He just finds it hard to win a race. He never really gets the right draw. Well, map's pretty good, but he's racing at the top of his game. But he's taken on a champion in Lochinvarra. He's
going to have to be a champion, I reckon, on Saturday night, Skeeter. What do you reckon from out there? The car park, 1,720 metres, fresh for a long time. Is he immoral or not?
He's not a moral Bond. I just think, he's got so many things against him. It's a hard field, horses that are race fit and in really good form. I think Torrid Saint's last run was probably nearly career best. Tango Tara's flying. So quality horses that have drawn the front row. And Arty, as we know, the 2 trials, but first up, and he's had his issues. So I wrote an article earlier this week and went through and had a look at some of his races. And gee, I think he can easily forget, but we really shouldn't, about how good he was and how dominant at his top. And if he's anywhere close to that, he's the horse to beat. But it's going to be an interesting watch. But the market has really been with him, and there's a fair bit of confidence there that he can get the job done first up. I'm probably not as confident. I think Torrid Saint is going to run a huge race. But yeah, it's just going to be a great spectacle. Great to have him back.
Nath, you were having to go at me for the big beard earlier. Like, have you ever thought about going with something, or do you just like that young, fresh face look you got going?
I try and keep it professional, J-Bon.
Yeah. No, it hasn't been my go pretty much throughout my career. Right, final
Hey,
burning.
how come you didn't ask me if he was a moral?
Well, you still haven't given me a number. Give me a number, and then I'll give you the opportunity.
98.
Is he moral?
Yes.
What a moral is?
Yeah, him.
What price should he be, Nate?
$1.50.
Punters, get going. I should have taken the 250. He's into $2 now. Matty Leppard had him.
He's into $1.60. Scared
Well,
me.
Matty Leppard had him starting at $1.20, so he knew. Final question of the burning questions. Can the Greek God Zeus produce an effort off the 10 that will make us start declaring that he's our next champion? Now, we saw Vacation Hill come off a handicap and get beaten by probably inferior horses. It's not an easy thing to do. I do think he'll win, though, Aldebaran Zeus. Andy, thoughts?
Yeah, visually he was really good first up, but they ran no tempo. They went 2-1.5, so it's pretty hard to assess that. I think nearly any horse in this race could have done what he done last start, considering the slow quarters. He's a quality horse. He's been a good horse from day one. He's a good standing start horse. Always difficult back mark. It is 2,700. I'm prepared to risk him a little bit. I think there's a lot of good standing start horses in this race that going to have nice cheap runs, and unless he can sort of bully his way to the front, I just think he's going to struggle a little bit. I don't think he's a $1.70 chance. I'm a long way from being our next champion too, J-Bon.
Nate, is he moral? You're just declaring morals left, right, and centre. We'll have a 6-leg multi pretty soon.
Oh, I think Andy's on the money what he said. I disagree a little bit with Andy though. I think that he's not a horse that can bully his way to the front. I just think he's a better I think he's a bit soft. I think he's got great speed, but I don't think he's a super brave horse. He was great last week, sitting in the death, but like Andy said, they walked. And if you watch the replay, sort of 30 metres after the line, there's a few of them going past him. And I don't like that. That's not a real good sign for me. But he's a great horse and he's been a great juvenile. But yeah, I'm sort of sitting on the fence how far he'll go. But he's got great speed.
That was a fair whack. If you actually listen to that closely,
Yeah, I'm potting him.
Yeah, that was a fair whack, Skeeter. Are you agreeing with Nathan, or are you defending Aldebaran? He's not brave, remember that. And he was absolutely smashed 30 metres after the line last start. So what are your thoughts?
If this is the last burning questions, Nathan's come in guns a-blazing this week, that's for sure. No, I'm probably against both of them. I think he's the horse to beat. His standing start record's really good. He's had 7 goes for 4 wins. And I think he only should be better for that first up run. Yes, they didn't run super time, but I still thought he was really good, and he's so progressive, and potentially he's a little bit more versatile than we first thought too. We know he's got terrific speed, and I think he's the one to beat.
Andy, you get isolated for 3 more burning questions, okay?
Okay.
Burning question number 1 for Andy only. Will Catch a Wave be driven for 1 run, or will he be whipping around and just and taking fortune out of the equation?
Well, he won't be following Sassiola out. I know that.
What? You having to go at Sassiola, Nate? Who do you want to have a go at, Skeeter? All right, you won't be following rightio.
No, obviously big off the fence early. There's only 1 heat of this race, so obviously going to be the same race next week, and you're going to draw barrier 8 again, unfortunately. We'd like to sit back as long as possible, but he's still there. He's got to be driven to win the race as well. So, capable of having an open mind. We'd like to sit back, but if the opportunity suggests that he has to go around, he'll go around.
There's one reason why there's only 1 heat. Catch a Wave's in it. Right. Can Valley Star show some gate speed in race 2?
Yeah, I think we'll show a little bit more gate speed than first up. Notoriously, he's been a standing start specialist in New Zealand, but we decided to go to the mobile race because we thought he'd draw good. So, I think he can, finish pretty handy up close here, and he's pretty good first up, and he's got a good winning hope.
And is this thing in the last race pulled the other leg? Is it any good as it pulling the other leg?
Yeah, I haven't had him that long. I've had him for about a couple of weeks. I haven't really trialled him. I saw this race on and thought he'd draw pretty good. So, he seems a nice horse.
Have you even seen him? Sounds like you don't even know who he is.
Yeah, his stable name's Tom, I think.
I honestly don't think Andy's seen him. I'll be honest with you. Well done, Sydney beating Collingwood last week too. That was a good win for you, Andy.
Oh, yeah.
What's your move on? Pretty good. Yeah?
I tipped 2 winners last.
What's your best bet, Andy?
Pulled the other leg. I think he'll lead and just be too good for him.
Doesn't even know him. He's best betting him. It's unbelievable. Go, Tom. Nathan, I think we know your best bet.
Yeah, stick with Arty.
Skeeter, your final ever best bet before you go 6 feet under the harness racing ground and we pour dirt on you and throw a couple of flowers on top of your coffin. Who is it going to be?
I'm not dying, Bon, but I'm going an all or nothing. I'm going out with a bang or in flames this week. I'm going a 4-leg multi. You ready for it? I'm going because I know you like multi so much. Race 1, Captain Belisario to win.
Yes.
Race 3, Catch a Wave to win. No surprises. Race 8, I'm sticking with Aldebaran Zeus to win.
Not very brave, you know that.
And then the last leg, I figured the only way to end Bernie questions and also the multi was Andy Gath, first up Kiwi that he hasn't trialled. So race 9, pull the other leg to win is the final leg.
Well, I'm just looking for a cheap kill. Just Captain Belisario for me. But good luck with your multi to finish off. Well done, Nathan.
Thanks very much, guys.
Well done, Andy. And well done, Skeeter. You're not dying, but in a way, it's over. It's been wonderful. You've been an absolute legend and an incredible partner to work with. So hopefully you go over to Country Racing Victoria for a couple of years and then you come back and you're my boss. That's been Burning Questions for another week. Hopefully you've enjoyed.
Do you think
Make
you'll
sure
be
to
there
send
that
him-
long, J-Bon?
Hey?
Do you think you'll be there that long?
Every day. You know what Gav said? Every day's a gift and not a given. And that's certainly my employment at Harness Racing Victoria. Well done to everyone. Goodbye to Skeeter. And hopefully we found you some winners for Saturday night at Tabcorp Park, Melton.